Hi guys, and welcome back to another Tech Minds video. So here we have a rather interesting radio. It's called the RS-958 and apparently it's manufactured by a Chinese company called Recent. Now this radio is a single band ham radio transceiver for the VHF or 2 meter ham band. Actually, this radio can transmit and receive anywhere between 136 MHz and 174 MHz with an astonishing 80 watts of RF power using frequency modulation, or FM in simple terms. Now that power level is obviously what the specifications say, so later in the video I'll test it with my non-lab calibrated power meter. Now for those of you who are Yaesu fanboys, of which I am one too, I'm guilty, you will notice that this radio looks extremely familiar. Now even if you've not seen the Yaesu FT2980 before, you would still look at this radio and think it's a Yaesu radio, without even powering on the radio. Now this thing is darn heavy, it weighs just over 2 kilograms, and I guess the weight has something to do with the radio's casing, essentially being a massive heatsink. Now if this radio does produce 80 watts at full power, then it will need some way of dissipating that heat generated by those RF transistors. Now the front panel consists of a rotary volume control on the top left, and then next to this on the right is a rotary squelch control. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I personally much prefer a rotary squelch control rather than having to go into a menu and adjust it digitally. The microphone socket on the lower left appears to be an RJ11 style connector, and to the right of this is the main power on and off button in that rather funky bright orange colour. Now under the large LCD, which in fact I actually quite like, you'll find 5 function buttons. Now from here you can enter into the menus, change power levels, and switch between VFO and memory mode. On the far right there's a large rotary control which does actually have a nice smooth feel to it as it's rotated, unlike these clunky clicky rotary controls that we've seen on some other radios in the past. Now this is used for changing frequency while in VFO mode or changing memory when in memory mode. It's also used when in the menu settings to change settings values. Now on the rear there's a power cord, and in the same area you'll find a 3.5mm socket which can be used for an extension speaker. Now right in the middle of the rear, attached to that massive heatsink, you'll notice a cooling fan, which is definitely needed if this thing does really output 80 watts. And lastly, on the right side of the rear you'll notice an SO239 socket, which of course is used to connect your antenna to the radio. Now the included microphone does actually look quite similar to a Yaesu mic in terms of features, which includes a numeric keypad for direct frequency entry and sending DTMF tones. 4 user programmable buttons are also under those numerics, and on the right side there's 2 switches, one to lock the keypad and the other to turn on and off the keypad backlights. On the top there's also a further 2 buttons, an up and down, which can be used to change frequency or change memory channel when in memory mode. Of course, no microphone is a microphone unless we find a PTT button, which is down the left side on this particular microphone. Incidentally, I did plug in a Yaesu mic into this radio, an MH48, and while all the mic's buttons worked with this radio, the only button that did not work was the PTT button. Very strange indeed. Now going through the menu and comparing to the Yaesu FT2980 manual, every single menu item is the same. There's literally no deviation from the menu order or the features and functions which are either in the radio's menu or the manual for the FT2980 from Yaesu. Now looks wise, this radio also looks identical to the Yaesu version, well apart from the microphone that is. To me, this is actually quite suspicious. Could Recent actually clone a Yaesu radio 100%, including the intricate design of the radio's chassis with that large heatsink? Or maybe all of the radios, including the Yaesu ones, are made in the same factory. Okay, so let's take a look inside, and here we can see the main board. Now this looks almost identical to the FT2980 inside that I've seen online, but there's a little PCB on that bottom left here that I'm a bit unsure about. Now I've tried to find photos online of the inside of the actual Yaesu model, and none of the photos I've found so far have this board. Now if any of you know what this board is, let me know down in the comments below. Now I know you guys will be interested in the RF power module, that we can see on the top of the board near the heatsink here. So I took another photo so we can clearly see the printed part number. I instantly noticed the part number starts with RA60. And while this is not strictly true for every component, the part number mostly resembles some reference to the part's ratings. To investigate further, I looked up this module online and came across this specification sheet. And assuming that this is the actual module installed in the radio, this shows that this RF power module has a maximum power rating of just 60 watts. So how on earth could we expect 80 watts from this radio? Now the only way to test this would be to hook up the radio to a decent power supply and then connect the RF output to a power meter, which of course has a dummy load connected to it. So with the radio tuned to 145 MHz, I first test the low 1 setting and press the microphone. Now this gave a power output of just under 5 watts. Low 2 provided an output of around 12.5 watts and low 3 provided a power output of around 32.5 watts. And then high power gave us around 45 watts. Now considering this radio supports 136 MHz to 174 MHz, let's check the output power at the top and bottom of the supported range. Now at 174 MHz we see an output power of 61 watts, and then if we retune the radio to 136 MHz, we see an output power of 47 watts. Of course, we do have to consider the filtering that's been configured in this radio, along with any firmware routines that govern electronics depending on the frequency. So with the installed RF module, I think it's fair to say it's working as it should. However, it's not working as per the specifications of the RS-958. Now a little further investigation, I found that the recent website lists two identical radios, the RS-958L, which is the 60 watt version, and then the RS-958, which is the radio I should have and should be rated at 80 watts. Now I then had a thought, let me just double check the serial number sticker on the radio, just in case I got sent the L version by mistake. Nope, it appears even the serial number sticker on the underside of the radio shows that this should be the 80 watt version. So there's two scenarios that could have possibly happened here. Either one, the wrong serial number has been put on this radio and it's been packaged as the wrong radio. Or two, Recent are selling all radios with the 60 watt RF module. Now with all that said, this radio does work extremely well, and the internal speaker is extremely good, even with weak signals.
M0XXJ, this is M0JXS, back on the feeder. M0JXS from M0XXJ, yeah, copy that, Colin, and yeah, I did call out just in case there was anybody else listening there, but nobody came back.
The transmitted audio also sounds very good, and this next clip is me transmitting into a dummy load and then just receiving it using an SDR Play SDR receiver on the other side of my room, which doesn't have an antenna connected.
This is M0DQW Mike 0 Delta Quebec Whiskey, just testing the audio on the recent RS-958 high power single band radio. This is M0DQW, over.
Now so far in my testing, I personally think this is a pretty good radio with great receive and great transmitted audio. Even the RF output power level is to be expected given the hardware that's actually inside. I'm just a bit puzzled as to why the radio is advertised as an 80 watt radio when it's clearly the 60 watt version. Now I have reached out to where I got this radio from, and I was hoping to have a response before I release this video, but unfortunately I have not received a response yet, although it was only yesterday that I asked the question. Now when I do get a response, I will post that on my Twitter or X account, whatever you want to call it, and I will also add it as a pinned message to this video. Now I will leave a link below where I got this from if you want to check out more information about this radio from the seller. Now I don't think this is a Banggood issue, as I got mine directly from the supplier via Banggood, but hopefully I will have some further information soon. Now before we sign off on this video, let me show you the spurious emissions test, because even if the radio has great transmit and receive, it would be pointless to use if we're transmitting out of band. Well, to me, that looks pretty darn good. In fact, it's the kind of report that we would want to see from top tier radios, like a Yaesu radio, for example. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Now, if you have one of these radios and it's supposed to be the 80 watt version, can you please tell me, tell us, tell everybody, what is your power measurement out of yours? I'll be interested to see if there is actually any 80 watt versions out there that are labelled as a recent 958 radio. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.